Disagreements, they're just a normal part of life, right? Whether you're playing a game or trying to get a project done. But what really matters isn't that we argue, it's how we handle it. So let's dive into how we can turn those frustrating moments into something way more positive.
Oh man, I think we've all been there. That exact moment when a game just stops being fun, or when working with friends suddenly feels really complicated and, just unfair. It's a feeling everybody gets.
All right, so let's take a closer look at those moments. What's actually going on under the surface when we clash with someone? Yeah, almost every time a conflict kicks off with a feeling. It's that gut reaction you get when something just feels wrong. Maybe it feels unfair, or maybe it's just plain hurtful. And that feeling, it's a really powerful trigger.
Okay, so if it all starts with a feeling, what are the specific things that actually cause that feeling? Let's break down some of the most common triggers for conflict.
And when you look at them, they're usually pretty simple things, right? Stuff like someone ignoring the rules you all agreed on, or leaving someone out on purpose, or maybe it's someone being dishonest or just not caring about another person's feelings. These are the little sparks that can easily turn into a big fire. But here's the good news. For every problem, there's a solution. And in this case, the solution is something we can all learn. I like to think of it as a peacemaker's toolkit that anyone, and I mean anyone, can use.
And here's the key thing to get. Conflict resolution is not about winning an argument. It's not a battle. It's actually all about teamwork. It's this whole process of talking calmly, listening really well, and then working together to find an answer that feels good to everyone involved.
So, what's inside this toolkit? Well, it's packed with these super useful skills. It all starts with yourself, just knowing that you're upset. Then you try to see things from their side, how the other person feels. From there, it's all about keeping your cool, making fair choices, and in the end, fixing that relationship. And the best part is, these are all skills you can practice and get better at. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time to get practical. Let's walk through a simple, step-by-step guide you can actually use next time you're in a tough spot.
And you're gonna love this. It's actually super simple. Just 3 easy steps to remember. Talk, listen, and solve. Let's break down what each one really looks like in action. All right, step 1. This one is absolutely crucial because it's all about how you kick things off. The goal here isn't to accuse somebody or to point fingers. It's all about explaining how you feel. And there's a perfect technique for this. This right here, this is the magic of using an I statement. Notice how it doesn't say, "You're a cheater," or "You're so unfair." No, it focuses on your feelings. I feel upset, and then it explains why. This opens up a conversation instead of just starting a fight. So once you've said your piece, it's time to switch gears to step 2. And this one is just as important, maybe even more so. You have to listen. And I mean really listen, without interrupting. Give the other person a chance to explain their side. You might be surprised to find out it was all just a big misunderstanding. And all that good talking and listening leads us right here, to the final step. This is where you actually team up and figure things out together. The goal isn't for one person to win. The goal is for everyone to agree on a path forward that feels fair to both of you. So, a fair solution, what does that even look like in the real world? Well, it could be super simple, like replaying a point in a game you disagreed on, or just taking turns on a project. And sometimes, it's just about a real apology and a plan to do better next time. And hey, here's a really important reminder. A true peacemaker knows when a problem is too big to solve alone. If you're really stuck, asking a teacher, a parent, or a coach for help isn't giving up. It's actually a super smart and strong thing to do. All right, so we've got the tools, we've got the steps, but why does all this matter? Let's zoom out a little bit and see the huge difference this can make in our everyday lives. Let's play this out with an example I am sure you have seen before. Picture this. 2 friends, 1 computer, and a project that's due tomorrow. I mean, that is a total recipe for a fight, right? But instead of it turning into a big argument, they use our 3-step guide. One friend calmly says, "Hey, I feel stressed because I need to get this done." The other one actually listens and says, "Yeah, me too." And right then they start brainstorming a fair solution together. And look at the outcome. This is the payoff. The project gets done, sure, but way more importantly, nobody walks away feeling angry or left out. Their friendship is totally solid. That's the real win. You see, it's not just about solving one little problem. These skills ripple out into everything. Games stay fun, friendships actually get stronger, and group projects are way less stressful. I mean, these are skills you'll use for the rest of your life. So let's bring this back to you for a second. Just think about it. Can you remember a time when you took a deep breath, chose to stay calm instead of yelling, and it made all the difference in fixing a problem? And really, that's the bottom line here. Look, disagreements are gonna happen. That's just life. We can't avoid them. But they absolutely do not have to turn into big, messy problems that hurt people. So, I want to leave you with this one thought. The next time you feel that heat rising, that little spark of frustration, just pause for a second and ask yourself this one powerful question. Because shifting from who's right to how can we fix this so everyone feels good, well, that changes everything.